Olympic-sized swimming pool. Then we're gonna have, up here at the top, right behind, reservoir, we have 200 feet of land back there, which we traded with the one farmer. And we got 11 acres of land, which equals 200 feet on the other side of our border. And it goes all the way around, all the way down to the youth camp here. And then what I'm proposing is to build a 2-acre lake here with fish, and then have cabins on both sides of the road going across here.
Wow.
And then down here, we have the swimming, basketball courts, tennis courts, basketball courts, and then over here, right by the, this is right here by the caretaker's house, we're gonna build a pole barn here. So we are 200 by 160 feet. These are all proposals.
What's a pole barn?
Just a regular barn where you keep your equipment.
Oh, you put it.
Right.
It's not insulated, it's literally just
Metal,
And-
metal
and
sign.
then-
one metal poles and siding.
You have your parking lot, then the church will be right in here, the conference center will be right in here. And then with the conference center, they're gonna be like 20 suites, like a embassy suite.
Yes.
The rest of 175 would be regular rooms. And on the first floor, we're gonna have rooms where when people rent the place out, it'd be a conference center. Then they have a 600 or 700 dining room where people can rent it, because that'd be the largest hall around this, in this area, that we'd be able to arrive and rent
Weddings
from
and
that.
things like that.
Right, and then each week on this one, it shows here where we can end up making, just as it is right now, without this, renting the campground out, it'll be like about $400,000 a year if we rent this place out. And we have to get the website and everything going and start, soliciting the place. And if we did that, we could, that's just like 4 days a week, 17 weeks out of the year, we could do that, 400,000. Then once we add this into the 200-room hotel, then we'll really take off there. And then over here, we're gonna have a swimming pool, indoor swimming pool, and then we're gonna have it's gonna be a rec center, like, and then we'll have a basketball court inside, swimming, and whatever else people can think of. And this is the regular built building there for the boys. And then we might build another one for the girls also. And then, so this is the map here of everything. And so this is what we can earn, the money. And then once we do this, we get this going. And the way I'm going about this is I'm going after millionaires and billionaires, telling them that we need a hand up, not a hand out. And what we want to do is to get these people who are skilled, they're not skilled, but they can be skilled workers, because everybody's not college material. And so we need plumbers, electricians, and things of that nature. And if they can do that, they won't have to work at Burger King, McDonald's, making $8 an hour, and they can make $25, $30 an hour. And so
I'll help you with that talking point later, how we
Okay.
can modify that.
okay.
I already know what you're keyed on.
Right.
So-
Everybody don't choose college.
Right. And then along with this here, we're gonna have a school also, and it'd be free to the people. And then where we earn money to pay for that is we will use this hotel, and then I'm going after the billionaires and millionaires to, buy into this, so the economy can, help increase by having people making more money, and that take a lot of people off the welfare rolls and things of that nature. And so I think this would be, I think somebody gonna buy this program, as far as giving us, we're looking for about $90 million. And so that will, get the hotel, have proposals on the hotel, and all the different things around here. And like these houses here, cabins, we probably can build those for about 40,000 house. And then the people who in school, they'll be building these houses, and they'll be getting the experience of building homes. We have the plumbers in there, they have actual experience, and we're gonna use these people to go around and beautify grounds, okay? And so we'll be getting, two things out of them, helping them, and then they'll be helping us to get everything. Might be landscapers, or anything, it could be. So this is what.
So those cabins, will those be cabins that will be available for residency purchases, or will they be used as lodging for some of the activities, or both?
It could be both, either or. Some people might wanna buy it, because, a lot of people would like to be along the lake, so they might buy property. We might rent these other properties out. And then, down here, where's the other sheet?
When you say we, what body is behind this already? Is this already in existence with the National Association, this plan?
No, it's not. No, it's one of my dreams, and before there's a lot of other people thinking about it. And when we do special projects, the one here, we're gonna be looking for people who would donate these different items and everything. And then once you can look down and see what we need. And then on the last page here.
But that development would be on the land owned by the church?
Right.
Yeah.
And plus, the fact that the land up above here is another 108 acres of land.
Where is that? Point to that. Where is that?
This up.
No, I mean, like, is it over there?
Going
Is
north.
it back here?
It's going this way.
Okay, all right.
And then this land, 101 acres land, we missed out by buying it last time, because they didn't want to buy land at that time. And so, which was a big mistake. And so when we buy this land, we'll be able to go right up to Bedford Road, and we won't have to come down to Camel Hump back in the back here. And so we can just address it from here. Then a possibility of maybe building a senior home also, that's a possibility. And so there's a lot of possibilities here that, that we can do. And then whatever you guys, think we need, we can, address all the different things that you think that we need on here.
So that land is for sale now?
No,
Is that what you-
no.
Or we've already bought it?
No, we're
No.
not, we lost it.
When was this?
about
What year?
20 years ago.
20 years ago?
1992, I believe.
Okay.
So they shut me down on purchasing, yes.
Does this proposal, like when you think about approaching persons to contribute, so we would be looking for, I know the context is a hand up, but it's a donation, not an investment?
Right, donation, right. And we just, no investments, definitely not, because they would eventually, take the land over if we did.
Right.
And the last page of this, I put down, where the people would, donate different items, and then they could, contact the person. Well, my name is in here for this particular one, but it could be changed over to this group here. So. And then they would, donate the money to you guys on the last page.
Can I say something, please?
Yes.
I was privileged just to be here with you.
Hey,
One more time.
Absolutely.
I remember you presenting this,
That's right.
and they turned it down.
That's right.
Yeah,
I mean, you've had so many good
So many,
visions,
so many. We remember.
and they just didn't accept them.
Why?
This was
So this was 20 years ago?
years,
Longer than that.
years ago.
Longer
This
than
is-
30 years.
30 years ago?
1992. I
1992.
was chairman in 90 and then in 97.
I was on the board. I remember.
So what's
that.
being done on the land now that we could have purchased?
It's a farm over there now, but the guy said he would never build it, and he would never sell it. But what happened is we had a chance to purchase the land, and then it had, we thought it had $30,000 worth of timber to purchase the land. And then then, they went and bid it for it. Their family, son, he bid it for $80,000. And then once he did it for $80,000, then he got that land, then they ended up having over $50,000 worth of, no, it was over $100,000 worth of timber on the land. And so they got the land and everything, and they lost out on $20,000 in addition, plus the land. But we weren't thinking smart enough at that time, and so I didn't want to fight the group at the time, and so I was trying to blend in, but I should have. And I started to get another group that were going to give, like, so many people give 15,000, and so many give 10,000. Then I was going to pay those people $9,000, 9% interest on their property until we paid them back. But then we just dropped it after that.
Were there any other resources that they took advantage off of the land other than the
Like
timber?
Gas. They have gas rights over there now. They got towers over there for
Cell towers?
Yeah, and so we just, there's poor management. And I feel like if a group like this had been here with all professionals, then they would have taken advantage of it right away. But I hate to say it, but they're ministers, and a lot of ministers, not all, but some don't know business, you know. So that's what the problem was.
So it looked
Wait,
at.
Angela,
I'm
Chris
sorry.
had it.
No, I just wondered, like, was there a phased approach to this? Is it a all, or did you think about it in terms of,
Right.
like, year one, year two? Like, the lake and the cabins first,
Well, what I'm giving the people an opportunity to purchase whatever they would like, okay? And so and some people might be sending them into a lake, some of the givers, some of them might be thinking about the school and different items on here they might be thinking about. And you let the people choose what they want to give, and then we will, and one of the important thing I think is a pole barn, where once we start getting equipment, we can put it inside and it won't rust out,
What I see is, I'm sorry to interrupt, is that you can't just that is a great plan, but you just can't slap it up and just have it operating,
Right.
And so like a phased approach, like you were talking about,
Yeah.
have you ever talked about or drawn up like a plan, a phased plan of how to implement that?
Okay, well, this is what this group.
I should have told you that was coming.
I see, like, me too, I was like, he's getting ready to say, what's with y'all?
And so this way, I could help out whatever, and then we thought, a long time ago, they thought about a senior citizens building also on here, and which would be good. So, I'm willing to work, and I'm retired, so I don't have to have anything to do too much, and so I could work on it, and then we could, you guys want to do phases of it, we can do phases of it. And the main thing is to get everything started as is right now, and we can make that $500,000 a year if we start going right now. But we need to put it on.
But you have more. I've seen not that that's not professional, but I've seen you have more professional materials that kind of speak to that as well, right?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
the engineers they had done this one. It's not really a drum, but they just put down here what it could be. They put down here what the hotel could look like, but it could be a whole different approach, okay? Because the engineers and architects now, and we would always have to get engineers out here to do, of course, sampling of the soil to make sure it's on good footing and everything. Because you don't want to build on sand, you want to build on solid rock, as the Bible says. And so you want to make sure everything is accurate and everything.
Angela.
So, this land now is no longer an option to us at all.
This is all ours.
No,
right?
above
No,
Above
above
here.
here, the
No.
land we lost, there's no possible way for us to
They
get that.
said that they're gonna keep it for the rest of their life. But if,
So we need to take them out.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I feel like if I have on the list $300,000 for this land, they paid $80,000 for it, plus they almost bought it for nothing really. If we offer somebody $300,000, you know, I think it's a positive possibility they might take it, you know.
But the concern is, thank you, the concern is, we haven't done what we're supposed to do with.
With what we got.
Right.
Okay, so I was to kind of chime in on that, I think where we come in is, you know, there's lots of wonderful ideas, but there's a certain priority of steps we would have to take in order for things to be viable. So for instance, in order to have a viable hotel and conference center, you have to have viable infrastructure to support that building.
Right.
So that's where we come in and say, okay, we know what steps we need to have
Right.
first to support the future building. And I think we can come in with a priority and work with Brother Tidmore on the dream, but we can come in on the business and technical side of things and lay it out in the process it needs to be set up at.
Right.
I also like, I think it was Angela who pointed out to us earlier in one of our conference calls about looking at the existing infrastructure, the buildings and facades, and trying to improve on those first, what we have. Do you remember telling us that?
You're jumping into our
The
strategic
Williams
goals.
Phillips building.
Right, right, and so, you know, even before we can go to this, dress up what we have, and then target that.
Which is encompassed in
Yeah.
some of the things that Brother Tidmore was saying, because in order to rent the grounds out, to make the money to do some of the other things, we've gotta clean up what we have. But I love this
Oh my gosh.
vision.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, it's time for it to be real, cause he's
It
been
is.
visioning for how many years?
Over 30
See,
years.
Oh my God.
The thing that I guess my only, I don't have a knock, I think it's an awesome, vision, is the process of donations. I think
Yes.
I am not a fan of asking anybody for money. Because I think that if you're talking about billionaires especially, not that I know a bunch, but when you talk to people like that, they want investment, they don't just
That's what it is.
donate.
Yeah.
They're gonna want something in return. And our purpose before we even solidified who we were, was that we were going to go after grants, which is why we're separate, why we have a 501c3, and why we're not a part of the National Association, we're not a religious organization. So our main goal in getting funds is to go after grants, that's just for your information.
Right.
Do we know, towards that end, I just wonder, and we don't have to fully flesh this out, you know, right now, but I just wondered about any other unique pieces of knowledge we have about this land, if there's anything, historical context or any special gems that are, you know, in
Gold.
our soil or,
Gold.
you know, just, you know, even when we start thinking environmentally of tapping into some grants and other opportunities, I just wonder.
We do have
So-
spring water.
And we have
We
some
have spring
information.
water,
Yeah.
unfortunately, we sold drilling rights, or mineral rights for a flat cost, not for a royalty off of whatever was filed. So they still have the ability, and correct me if I'm wrong, Brother Tidmore, they have the ability to keep digging, and if they find something, it's all theirs, we get nothing, because we sold it for a price versus a royalty.
They get a little bit of a royalty, I'm not sure how much, but how much they pump out, but that well is almost dead, I think, you know, we don't get too much out of it. And they offered us like, so much, oil, gas out of it, which only supply 3 advertised homes a year, you know, and so that's nothing, you know, so.
What about the water?
The water?
Spring water.
One of the things, in terms of the spring water, I had asked repeatedly to have the outgoing grounds manager to have the water tested, because, once if it's drinkable, what I was gonna do is have it, tapped to put spring fountains on the ground, and actually we could begin to bottle it. So what I'm going to do with the new campground manager is task him with that,
Yes,
to see if the water is drinkable. If it's drinkable, then we'll go from
we
there.
absolutely need to
Yeah,
bottle.
because there are a lot of springs popping up around the grounds, and what has happened, if, you know, you could go back to Parker Village, and the trailer court and it's always muddy back there. And I said, so I just walked the grounds to see where's this water coming from? And you can see it bubbling up out of the grounds, and they said, well, that's a spring. Well, I told them, let's stop fighting the springs, cause you can't, if you plug it here, it's gonna pop up someplace. You gotta learn to flow with it. And so if it's drinkable, what we can start doing is that same way those people used to go get that spring water.
Right, New Orleans.
We can call ours holy spring water.
Absolutely.
We can,
You know, we
bottle
can claim
it,
it, we'll heal
pray
you.
over it,
But a beverage company might be one of our partners.
Come up with our own little healing water from Zion Hill.
Madam Chairman, what I would like to propose with this is that because we have all of these other projects and phases that we're going to be doing and implementing with what we're doing currently. But I would like to take this over the next course of whatever months of the advisory board to really take it and start building it out into a polished professional proposal, so that whenever we are, and as we go through the cleans up and discoveries, we fold it into this concept and really start working toward what do the models look like. I mean, the real.
Okay, time out. Hold that thought. Before we move forward, I need to make an introduction and an announcement. I apologize to Alicia Davis, who is our newest member of the advisory board, and she will be the director of program and projects. So this is kind of down her alley, and I will introduce, not that you all need to introduce, but that's her official capacity on the advisory board. She'll be working with Angela on what Angela just said.
Didn't know that, but all right.
She said, didn't know that.
Yeah. Ta-da!
All right, well,
Introduction announcements,
Yes,
ta-da.
yeah, okay. So
I
that's a
welcome
great
the
idea.
challenge.
Yep.
That's a great idea.
And not to rush through it or anything and have it ready for tomorrow, but just take our time and really get professional schematics done, get this and get that, so that when we feel like we're heading toward that time where we can re-present this and say, this is really what our future looks like, it's really, and now you have something for, I mean, it's just,
And it's something
this
for
is
the generations
awesome.
following us
Oh
that
my
they can sink
gosh.
their teeth in. Question, Brother Tidmore, do you have a name for all of this? Like, how do we immortalize your name as and make it part of this vision as we move it forward?
Mount Tidmore.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna etch the faces.
That is hilarious, I love it.
You had a document, and it was when this August group put together this plan and you presented it to General Assembly. What was that title?
It was just the one there where we clean up the text other one.
It's like a brochure.
Yeah.
You have a special
How
project?
much you can make right now.
Right now.
As is.
No.
It's a brochure,
When
right?
you actually talked
Brochure.
about the
Oh, the
development plan.
brochure.
The development plan, no, not the brochure, there was a development plan that got represented under somebody else's name, I won't call them. But, you had presented the original one, the one that's from '89 to '93 or something. It was a name you had on it, what was, you called it some kind of development plan. But if you can't remember, you can
It's
create
called
a
the
new
Tidmore
one.
Development Plan.
Create a new one, or give it to the Joshuas and they can create a,
Okay.
that would be something else.
Okay, and also on here too, we have, for number 29, it's for new carpeting and new bedding for the Frisbee Hall. All the different things we rent out, we need, to refresh that and then convert those, and I think it's we need to do the bathrooms over in Frisbee and make them one, we got two rooms, you have to share one bathroom,